February 19th, 2013, downtown Los Angeles. A maintenance worker climbs a ladder to the roof. Guests have been complaining. The water tastes strange. The pressure is weak. Something is wrong. He pushes open the heavy lid, 20 pounds of steel, and peers inside. What he sees will haunt him forever. Floating face up in the darkness. This is the Cecil Hotel, where death has been a permanent guest for nearly a century. This is the story of how one building became America's most notorious address. 1924. Los Angeles is booming. The future is being built, one building at a time. William Banks Hanner has a vision. A luxury hotel for businessmen and social elites. $1 million. 700 rooms, marble, stained glass, palm trees. December 20th, 1927. The Cecil Hotel opens its doors to the world. For 2 brief years, Hanner's dream comes true. The Cecil is everything he imagined. Then, October 1929 arrives, and the world collapses. The Great Depression destroys everything. The businessmen vanish. The money disappears. Downtown Los Angeles transforms. It becomes Skid Row. Poverty, desperation, crime. The Cecil cannot survive on luxury alone. It drops its prices. $14 a night. The new guests arrive. Transients, addicts, sex workers, people with nowhere else to go. And something else checks in. Something that will never leave. November 19th, 1931. W.K. Norton, age 46. Poisonous capsules. The first death, but not the last, not even close. 1932. Benjamin Dodich. Gunshot. 1934. Louis Borden. Slashed throat with a razor. The pattern forms. People come to the Cecil to end their story. Some jump. From the 9th floor, the 10th, the 15th. 1962. Pauline Otten leaps from her window. She lands on a man walking below. George Giannini. Wrong place, wrong time. The last thing Pauline Otten did was murder. By the 1980s, the Cecil has a reputation. Chaos, violence, no questions asked. It's the perfect place to hide, if you have something to hide. 1985. Richard Ramirez checks into room 1402. The Night Stalker has arrived. $14 a night. Top floor. He pays in cash. Always cash. At night, Ramirez prowls, breaking into homes, raping, torturing, killing. Then he returns to the Cecil, throws his bloody clothes in the dumpster, walks naked through the corridors, covered in blood. No one questions it. Los Angeles lives in terror. 13 confirmed murders. The city is his hunting ground. A former resident remembers, usually the higher floors, people used to get killed up there. They would rob him, beat him, throw him out the window. If you didn't watch yourself, you might come flying out with no wings. Ramirez kept trophies. Human eyes. 1989. Ramirez is caught. Convicted. 13 counts of murder. Sentenced to death. He waits on death row for 24 years. Cancer kills him first in 2013. 1991. The Cecil should be infamous, but someone sees it as inspiration. Jack Unterweger, Austrian writer, convicted murderer, recently released from prison. He comes to Los Angeles as a journalist, writing about crime and prostitution. He chooses the Cecil, a dark homage to Ramirez. He knows the hotel's history. For 5 weeks, he hunts. 3 women, Shannon Exley, Irene Rodriguez, Peggy Booth. He strangles them with their own bras. His signature, his method. He brings them to the Cecil, murders them, removes their bodies. No one sees. Eventually, he's caught. 9 total murders across Europe and America. 2 serial killers. Same hotel. Same floor. both hunting while everyone slept. The Cecil isn't cursed. It's simply a place where society's outcasts gather, where the vulnerable and the predators exist in the same forgotten space. January 2013. The age of the Internet. The Cecil is about to become famous worldwide. Elisa Lam, 21 years old, Canadian, university student, traveling alone through California. She visits the San Diego Zoo, posts photos online. She's excited, adventurous. January 26th. She arrives in Los Angeles. She needs a place to stay. The Cecil Hotel, now called Stay on Main. Cheap, central. She makes a reservation. January 28th. Check-in. She's booked a shared hostel room. 5 nights. Her roommates notice something. Odd behavior. Paranoid notes left on their beds. Go home. Go away. She locks the door. Requires a password to enter. After 2 days, the hotel moves her. A private room. 5th floor. Room to herself. She visits the last bookstore downtown. Friendly, engaged, making plans to go home. She attends a Conan taping. Security escorts her out. Disruptive behavior. Something is wrong. In the Cecil lobby, she announces to everyone, "I'm crazy." A cry for help. Elisa has bipolar disorder. She's prescribed 5 different medications, but she's not taking them. Her history, hallucinations when off medication, hiding under beds, previous hospitalization. Every day she calls her parents in Vancouver. January 31st. The calls stop. She was supposed to check out, head to Santa Cruz, but Elisa Lam has vanished. February 1st. Her parents call police. A search begins. The hotel, the neighborhood. Police dogs search the building, even the roof. They find nothing. No scent. February 13th. 2 weeks missing. Police release security footage. The last time anyone saw her. The elevator video. Elisa enters, presses multiple buttons. The doors don't close. She peeks out. Left, right, like she's hiding or running from something. She steps out. Her hands move strangely, talking, gesturing, but no one is there. She returns to the elevator. More buttons, then she's gone. 2 minutes of footage. The video goes viral. Millions of views. The internet becomes obsessed. Web sleuths descend, analyzing every frame, building theories, murder, conspiracy. Days pass. February 14th, 15th, 16th. Still nothing. Where is Elisa Lam? February 19th. Hotel guests complain. The water tastes strange, dark, smells wrong. A maintenance worker climbs to the roof to check the water tanks. Just routine. 4 large tanks. They provide water to hundreds of rooms for washing, drinking. He lifts the lid. 20 pounds of steel. Looks inside the tank. Elisa Lam. Naked. Floating face up. Her clothes in the water beside her. Police arrive. News trucks. The world watches. How did she get up there? The roof access is restricted. An alarm on the door. A ladder. A locked hatch. To reach the tank, you need a 10-foot ladder. Then lift the heavy lid. The autopsy. No signs of assault. No drugs. No trauma. Accidental drowning. Bipolar disorder a significant factor. Her medication levels are low. She hasn't been taking them. Experts explain. Without medication, she could hallucinate, feel pursued, terrified of threats that don't exist. In her mind, she's running from something. The roof seems safe. The tank seems safe. She climbs in. The water is cold, deep. She can't climb back out. Her mother collapses, screaming. The pain is visible. They lost their daughter. But the internet won't let go. Web sleuths accuse innocent people, send death threats. A musician named Morbid. He's in Mexico when Elisa dies. Sleuths decide he's the killer. He almost commits suicide. Detective Tim Marzia investigated the case. He knows what the internet doesn't. Elisa wrote about her struggles, depression, anxiety, the darkness she fought. Her family reveals more. Previous episodes, hiding under her bed in terror, hospitalization. The rooftop alarm was faulty. The door could be opened. The ladder was accessible. The elevator doors, they weren't being controlled. Just a malfunction. Nothing supernatural. Her behavior in the elevator. Classic signs. Paranoia. Hallucinations. Responding to things that aren't there. The conspiracy theories crumble. The tuberculosis test connection. Coincidence. Nothing more. The tragedy becomes entertainment. Horror films, documentaries, tours, death tourism. Tourists arrive, taking selfies, laughing. A young woman's death becomes Instagram content. But nobody talks about the real issue. Mental health, access to care, the stigma that kills. Downtown LA. 60,000 homeless. Most have mental health issues. The Cecil was never the problem. The problem is a system that abandons the vulnerable. That lets them fall. That forgets them. America closed its psychiatric hospitals, cut funding, offered no alternative. Now police respond to mental health crises. They're not trained. People die unnecessarily. Elisa's family asks one thing. Remember her as a person. Not a mystery. Not a story. She was a daughter, a student, traveler, writer. She had dreams. She had a future. 2017. Developers propose converting the Cecil. Affordable housing. A new beginning. But can you erase history by repainting walls? Does demolishing a building destroy its past? Some places are marked forever, not by ghosts, by memory, by what happened there. Cecil Hotel at sunset. Long shadows. Building still standing. Witness to century of human suffering. Dozens of deaths. Hundreds of tragedies. Each one a person. Each one a story. The Cecil story isn't about evil. It's about what happens when society fails its most vulnerable. When we ignore mental illness. When we criminalize poverty. When we look away. The real horror isn't a haunted hotel. It's knowing we can prevent these tragedies. And choosing not to. February 19th, 2013. A maintenance worker opens a water tank and finds a young woman.
She wasn't murdered by the hotel. She was failed by a system that didn't protect her. The Cecil Hotel, where death has been a permanent guest. Not because of evil, but because it's where society leaves those it doesn't want to see. If you or someone you know is struggling with mental health, help is available. You don't have to face it alone. Elisa Lam, 21 years old, gone too soon. May she be remembered not as a mystery, but as a person who mattered.